Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Hello, folks. I'm Dan Hollifield. Welcome to Last Man Standing. I just had to make a mad dash down the hallway and then a mad dash back, but I'm here. Read 'em and weep. That's all I got to say. Read 'em and weep. All right. Well, tonight we have Aunt Donna and Richie with us tonight, and said tonight 2 or 3 times, so I'll edit that out in post. No, I won't. These things, they happen. Ah. And I was very glad to see Aunt Donna dancing to the theme music, as well as time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. One day I've got to finish the rest of that song as a folk song. Yeah, Dawn. Read 'em and weep, honey. Read 'em and weep. The cards do not lie. Sometimes they mislead, but they do not lie.
So I guess tonight Dawn's been writing and weeping.
Actually, I'll just send her a link. Hell, more the merrier. We're pretty much winging it anyway, so why not? Let me see here. We shall. And enter, and there we go.
There we go.
We are awaiting your response with anticipation.
Say it.
Patient. Oh God, if I had to count how many times I've seen Rocky Horror, and that was before I bought the DVDs.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, face it. You said it, and without thinking about it, instinctually, I kicked out the audience participation line for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you will always have my appreciation for that. Now, one time, a friend of mine gave me a VHS copy of an alternate edit of Rocky Horror
Ooh.
that actually had Japanese subtitles.
Oh wow.
That was fun.
Have you ever actually participated in the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Isn't
I
that
was,
fun?
I
Hey,
was a cast
Don.
member playing
Hi.
criminologist.
Oh,
Am I
Uh,
straight? Shit. I mean, darn.
we're not making judgment calls tonight, Donna. Are you straight? We don't know. We don't care. It's up to you. Your orientation is entirely voluntary.
Whatever works for you, as long as it works for you.
Hey, and this is this is about as close to the green room as I can get on YouTube. So, we shall
No.
enjoy what we have been offered to enjoy here. Oh,
So,
When
Rich,
when
does that person come in this room ever?
Sometimes he will watch.
Okay.
But I don't think he's ever up late enough to stay in. But there's a lot of stuff for Joe Dogs that he can't get to during the process because of mistakes that were made. And we'll leave it at that.
That narrows it down to 2.
mm-hmm.
But
And they were on last night.
I
They
did.
were in the green room.
I
Huh?
did send out an invitation to Mike Jimmy over in the Netherlands.
Oh.
If hey, Saturday nights is usually the only time he
can make it, which is Sunday morning for
and
him.
Last Man Standing is usually the first show he can, if he gets up early.
Yeah,
You know?
because they're 8 hours ahead of us.
Yep. And he's a delightful fellow, and I love him dearly.
As long as the girlfriend's not wanting him to do something, and he's got time because of the amount of work that the man does. Besides working a day gig to pay the bills, he does a masterful job at reformatting. And does he also translate the comics for Dutch medium?
I do believe so. And he's also writing his own comics and drawing his own comics and animating.
In a cartoon,
Who is that?
which Dan has done the magic for. Mike Jimmy Mike Jimmy Lorsha DeBron. My apologies, Mike Jimmy. I didn't mean to butcher your name.
You did better
Give me
than
the
most.
bear.
You did better than most.
I can't
Also,
even say it correctly, but
he has a Kickstarter coming out.
for Life on Court for the comic book, yes.
Yeah, Nick does a voice. I don't know if you've ever hopped over to the Indie Comics Network. Nita and Daphne do voices in the cartoon. It's if you're watching Nevermind the Furthermore, whenever Nick sees Mike Jimmy pop in, he'll run. Sometimes it'll either be the ad for it, the basic intro, or sometimes he'll run the little bit that actually has Daphne and Nita voicing characters as the characters are doing kind of something that's kind of a first blip at what's going on, and it looks amazing. And not only is he an amazing artist, but he's a really nice guy. And of course, he's what, 6'10", 6'11",
something like that.
Makes you look like a dwarf.
He's a huge boy.
He can actually look down at Richie's forehead.
Yes.
Yeah. And he will be coming to Hallowcon this year.
Yes, he will.
God or God's willing, depending on your views. And hopefully that they are. And hopefully I will be down there as well. So not only will I finally get to meet Dan in person, Joe Dog in person, John in person, but I'll also get to meet Mike Jimmy in person. And once again, I'll get to see Donna and Carl in person. Although they're not horribly far, so I could see them in person probably a lot sooner than that if there's anything in or between, like the next Library Con.
Word of warning, I'm only 5'11". I'm shorter than you think I am.
Actually,
that was a joke of the first Hallowcon that I went to. Everybody I met, I go, "You're smaller than I imagined."
I remember you several times mentioning that you're 5'11", and the thing is, my best friend since we were in high school is 5'11", so I'm pretty much figuring I know exactly where you'll be.
Yeah, about the level of your chin.
No, not quite. About just shy of my nose.
That's okay, Dan. You're tall enough for me.
That's because you're fun size, Donna.
I'm 5'7", and I'm not fun size.
I beg to differ.
I consider fun size anybody shorter than I am.
If you're enjoying it, it's fun size.
That's true. But yeah, I guess.
But here's the thing: why do they call it fun size when it's so small? It definitely wasn't a woman that decided to come up with that idea.
For sure.
I am not touching that line, even if we were in the green room.
Oh, I would touch it. I mean, never mind.
This is why you keep getting in trouble, honey. Immortalized on YouTube. Yes.
That's okay, Don.
Oh, well.
They like us women who would touch it.
Probably.
Although I seem to remember a green room hashtag that said, "I'm not touching that."
Were I not married, it would be a different story. But being happily married, wanting to stay happily married and happily alive.
Yeah, happily alive is the operative parameter here.
Next week, whether you hear it or not, Aunt Donna, you're going to have to put hashtag kumquat. Just because.
Making notes.
Do you want to go ahead and tell the story just in case?
Well, I don't. There was somebody last night that they go on a little bit of a rambling thing, and I think we were all kind of like, okay. So I was saying kumquat really quietly, hoping somebody would hear it. And that it would everybody would like hear it and go off on their, but nobody did. And I said it multiple times throughout the evening.
So
it's a secret squirrel signal.
Kumquat.
And
where is it?
Somebody has absolutely no sense of humor, which makes me wonder why he's part of the group. I hit him with a couple of really good ones, and they just went.
Anesthesia, probably.
Yeah, he was having a lot of that.
What's my excuse?
Oh, you usually get mine half the time before I'm finished saying it.
I usually hear you think them. And the dark and stormy is gone, and that's the last of that bottle of Kraken. I'm sorry, I'll have to buy more. And hey, for the public record, Lindsay did not touch my rum. This bottle.
Oh, I was so hoping he was going to say Lindsay didn't touch my Kraken.
I know.
Okay.
I had such a picture.
I am not stupid. I just play that on YouTube.
So for a while, my youngest, who goes by the name Crow now, Crow, not Crow now, Crow. They go by the name Crow. Was for a while wanting us to get them the Old Spice body wash and shampoo and stuff like that. And I don't remember the exact name of the body wash, but it was cracking something or something cracking or something like that. So I was like, "Oh, you want shampoo and body wash for your stinky kraken?"
Oh.
So they,
You got written out of that well real quick. Oh Lord.
I did it. Oh, Dad.
yeah.
Oh, Teresa. You popped in at an opportune moment.
Or inopportune.
So Don, I created. Let's see here if it'll let me. And let's go.
Multiple versions of chaos is what he's created, and we love him for it.
Mhm.
So if Dan will let me share my screen, I've got it up there for.
Oh. Sorry. Yeah.
So for when the person that you're talking about gets into one of those, I created this card for OBS. So that it's like, all right, go to your jet, Sparky.
Yeah.
So you guys all know who I'm talking about then, right?
How could
Yeah.
we not?
They're pretty sure.
Okay.
And then being held prisoner, blink, blink. That's what prompted me to create that. Next.
That was the exact reason for kumquat.
So
Yep.
yeah,
And actually, I could suggest a follow up for next would be next entendre, please.
but yeah, so it's
Ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille.
I will sit there. I'll bring up publisher and I'll create these little cards and turn them into PNGs and bring them into OBS real quick, and I'll set up so I can just flash that weird stuff on the screen because I like having fun. And
One
I'm
of
not
these
right in
days,
the head.
I've got to learn how to use OBS. I've got a copy of it in this computer, but I'm just going. Yeah, that learning curve is a bit like Mount Everest. Do I have time?
Carl can help you.
Well, I know
It's-
Carl can help me, but
It seems
I just
more
don't have time to
daunting
play
than
with
it is.
And,
Yeah,
and
it seems more
no,
daunting
thank
than
you,
it is.
Donna. Thank you, Dawn. Excuse me. I heard that thought. It's
He's so
even louder
perceptive.
over the internet.
I'm a 40-plus-year-old woman with the mind of a 16-year-old boy.
That must make date night really interesting. Going out cruising for chicks. Have we got some tequila? Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
believe me, I even get my
How do I think of this stuff?
My significant other was even like, seriously. I will. This is totally a green room, but I will have to tell you the night we were at the bar, and it was all guys and me. It was our little hole in the wall bar that we used to go to, and I made everybody go, "Oh my god!" And we're talking machinists, we're talking stuff like that. So that is next green room. You guys have to ask me about that.
Somebody make notes.
Yeah, because this is definitely not a.
I can't trust my memory after this much alcohol, so somebody please make notes.
I can't trust my memory after just being up all day.
Oh, I have a memory like a steel colander.
I've got a mind like a steel trap, rusty and illegal in 37 states. But if you've got a mind like a 16-year-old boy, that must mean that International Women's Day has a whole Deadpool vibe for your home.
I'm sorry, I got lost thinking about Sports Illustrated in that context. Seriously. Oh, Lord. Then again, I was about 11 when I discovered Betty Page, so I got to jump on all the 16-year-olds of that time frame.
One of my friends has Betty. She posts a Betty Page pic every day. She's the same age as we graduated together, and she posts Betty Page every day.
That I've got to subscribe to. You might find one I don't already have. Oh, which would be difficult to do because I've got stuff. Believe me.
See, we have at least, I think we have 2 books of Betty Page downstairs in the library.
I can't even open that cabinet door because the monitor is now an inch too wide for the door to come open. Betty Page, Queen of Pinups, and can't remember the other one, but it was a lot of photographs by, who is the lady photographer that did a lot of Betty Page stuff? I can't remember her name now. I should be able to remember her name.
But you had the amount of tracking that you've had, so
it was only about 3 shots after drinking beer all day. But I did have 3 cups of coffee this morning, so I'm doing all right. And it was Maxwell House. It was not, oh Lord, we've got some elite coffee too now. There was something that Lindsay put on the shopping list because if the store had actually had what was on the shopping list, it would have saved us money. But she said, you need the gas points, go ahead and get whatever they got in this brand and we'll get a discount. We did not get a discount. I did get the gas points, but we did not get a discount. She was, for a little British lady, the phrase royally pissed does not even come to cover it.
So you had to get the bougie coffee.
No, don't need boozy coffee. I need wake me up from a sound sleep coffee. Believe me, Black Rifle is mild compared to what I need.
Have you tried Death Wish?
Yeah. It makes my heart beat fast, but doesn't wake me up. I mean, if you get palpitations in your sleep, you know you've been drinking the wrong coffee. I make do with Maxwell House or JFG, which is the 2 brands that I grew up with, and those were in the old-fashioned set on the stove burner percolator with a little glass
bubble on the top.
Thank you. I was trying not to say knob.
Always take everything wrong.
But and actually, we have one of those. Usually, it stays with my camping gear, but at the moment, it is in the house for when we have a power outage. The little bottle gas camping stove, and Lindsay has not figured out the appropriate amount of coffee to put in it yet. And I go, fill it up. It don't matter how strong it is. I'll drink it.
Yeah, coffee and me are not friends. It tries to escape violently very quickly. And it also rallies the rest of the contents of my stomach to do the same.
Coffee and I are much more than friends.
Same here.
So, my father, I love him to death, and sometimes I was willing to strangle him to prove it. Which, if anyone's wondering, that's the phrase of mine that Nick has appropriated that got him almost banned.
Yes.
But I was 2 or 3 years old, And my dad's like, "Hey, Richie, you want to try some of my RC Cola?" RC Cola was, and actually to this date still is, my favorite cola. I even prefer it over Coca-Cola. Coke is a very close second on RC's heels, but RC is my favorite. But anyways, so he gives me what's in his cup and scalds my mouth and throat. And from that point on, the taste of coffee kicks off my gag reflex. I can stand it a little bit better now that I'm almost 50. But back, for a year, when my wife and I first got married, one of her favorite things in the world is in Indiana here, we've got a gas station called Family Express. She used to love their French vanilla cappuccinos. But I would lean in for a kiss, and I'm like, "Nope, you've been drinking coffee. Ain't happening." And so she would get mad at me. I'm like, "Okay, which would make you more pissed? Me telling you no, not until you brush your teeth and use mouthwash, or me vomiting because I taste coffee?" It's. Do you want your kiss to elicit vomit, or do you want me just to say you have to wait?
Or would you like to choose what's behind door number 3?
So it's, it's for years I couldn't, because what was in my dad's cup was scalding hot black coffee.
Yep.
My dad forgot from years of drinking scalding hot coffee that
he was scalding hot.
That little kids are not used to drinking scalding hot coffee. So coffee and I don't get along. And then a couple of years later, after we moved into the house that my parents built, I was playing with my cars on the floor near the kitchen entrance, and my sister was coming out of the kitchen to take the coffee pot downstairs for my parents in the morning, and tripped over me. And again, scalding hot black coffee, now all over Richie's back. My father
with coffee.
My father leave a mark.
My father teleported upstairs and had me in the cold shower before I could do too much more than I did let out the initial scream because they wouldn't have known that something was wrong. But yeah, my dad teleported from downstairs upstairs. He's only ever teleported that distance once other than that. And that was, I was in my teens. My mom was pissed about something, so she was smacking the shit out of me with a spatula or something. And I go like this to try to make sure that I'm not being blinded by her hitting me in the face and in the eyes. My dad thought I was raising my fist to hit my mom. So he teleported up to kick my ass because he thought I was trying to punch my mom. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to save my face, Dad. I'll let Mom beat the hell out of me because I'll heal. But if I can't see, I'm upstairs. No. But it is what it is. Or I should say, it was what it was. My parents normally. It sounds like my parents were bad people. My parents weren't. I wasn't abused. Sometimes they got.
Yes, you were by your sisters.
But I was more bullied than abused because, again, it wasn't constant. And eventually they graduated and went away. So.
But you got to look at with your parents. That was what you said. You're going on 50, so that was 70s and 80s. That was normal place at the time.
I mean, they sometimes got a little over exuberant in punishment, but then again, you're talking about folks who were punished back in the 40s and 50s with, worse ass whoopings than I was getting. And it's not like I was getting daily ass whoopings. It's
not like you didn't deserve the you got.
It's not like I didn't deserve punishment. Maybe not the level to which it rose, but I deserved something.
Mm-hmm.
Nick will read that back or watch that back and go into the apocalyptic that you were abused. No,
No,
different.
no.
Yeah, it's
Um,
Now,
yeah.
on the other hand, I stopped taking cream and sugar in my coffee about the time I was 8 years old.
How
We're
old?
talking about we're talking about JFG cooked in the percolator on the stove, and I had a great uncle who was World War I veteran. Uh, he would actually pour a cup of coffee, pour it from the cup into a saucer to let it cool just a little bit, and sip it from the saucer
Mm-hmm.
while the cup was cooling off. Now, this is very old school and very Appalachian, um, as is JFG coffee. I mean, it's made in Knoxville, Tennessee, and it is very popular up in the hills. And it was one of the and Maxwell House is a close second, but it's a bigger brand. But then you go to restaurants and you get a cup of coffee at IHOP or I don't think Waffle House, but maybe Huddle House, and they have these special little tins of JFG restaurant blend coffee, and that stuff will not only knock your socks off, it will make you glad you drank it. It is that good. I mean, it's like you playing Black
Is it like
Sabbath, playing a Black Sabbath album at 45 and seeing God and everything. Oh God, I steal from Cheech and Chong even. Oh Lord, uh, bless the little
No,
pygmies. Uh,
my dad was not allowed to punish us kids because his father, whenever he would punish his, it didn't matter what he had at hand. That's what they got hit with. Which, if they were outside in the barnyard, could have been a piece of chain. Uh,
I'm glad my dad was working under the same restrictions as that. Could have been a 2x4. In which case
mm-hmm,
you'd be calling me lumpy now. Uh,
mm-hmm. Um, he hit my mom once when the boys were little, and she said,
and
"Okay."
survived.
She said, "You got your one shot, and that's all you get. Touch me again, and you will never find me and the boys again." And
Well, my family is no one will ever find you again. Lord.
I guess he didn't even speak to her for like 3 or 4 months, but he
And
never
she
hit
was
her
glad of the
again.
peace of mind, probably.
But
That
yeah.
all. What the? Oh, Darren.
What's the
Well,
matter?
I gave you the link, Darren. If you want to join, I mean, I know you're awake. It's Australia. I know you're awake. One of my best friends and one of my Aphelion writers who is just astounding. And he kind of migrates between Australia and Florida, if that's where his U.S. girlfriend still lives. If she hasn't moved to Australia with him, I don't know. Um, I sent him an invitation to the show. Pops on Messenger, goes, oh, no sign. So, well, he had cataract surgery and it failed.
Mm.
mm,
He's practically blind, so um, And he may not even have a camera that works for this kind of thing. But very nice fellow. Very nice fellow. One of my other friends made fun of him for first thing he does when he gets up in the morning is iron his shirts for the day. I mean, this is a gentleman whom other gentlemen aspire to be.
So in other words, nobody else that I've talked to with this whole group is even going to be close to him.
Oh, he makes me
Sorry,
look
Rich.
like he makes me look like Satan incarnate. Let me tell you, I mean, this guy is.
But that's what we love about you.
Yes, I know. But this guy's cultured and handsome and does his own laundry and irons
Well, so does Carl.
and he's got the accent.
The accent's nice. I will admit.
I mean,
When you grow up, excuse me, Rich, I gotta say this one. When you grow up with O's, like, oh my gosh, are you? Oh yeah, sure, you betcha. Oh, those are the kind of O's I was talking about.
yeah, we believe you, honey.
Okay, sorry.
I'm from Minnesota. Yeah, sure, you betcha.
Yeah, my dad wasn't quite a Youper, but when he got a little bit angry, you could hear the northern accent come out there, eh?
And if I don't want to use the word, so I got to come up with a different word here. Oh hell, you guys are gonna. When I get excited about something,
Mhm.
did you like the look after that? I'll be like, oh, they're coming over for dinner, and it sets it off, and it's like the whole day. Then it's like I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
And I worked at a call center after I moved here, and they had to monitor my calls. And my team lead said he always had to listen to my calls twice because the first time there was always one sentence that was pure on Minnesotan accent. And he would start laughing. So he had to listen for that, and then he could go back and listen to it and do his job.
Some of us can never, no matter what the accent that we're using, some of us can never quite turn it off. I mean, I can adopt different accents, but then the look of disappointment on Donna's face when I'm not using this one.
So
I am a freaking parrot. If I don't watch myself, I will adapt the accent of whomever is around me.
And I do the same thing.
When
But
we
I'm not a freaking parrot
when we went on
of a
our
Monty Python sketch.
when we went on our honeymoon, we stopped in. I think was it Memphis? It was either Memphis or no, it was Nashville to visit a friend of mine.
Nashville. Yeah.
And we were there long enough that I started talking like the locals, and
5 minutes, in other words.
yeah, just about. So we leave their house and we stop at this restaurant to have breakfast before going on to Florida, and it's not busy. We're talking to the waitress, and so of course it comes out that we're on our honeymoon and all this, and she says, "Well, isn't that the sweetest thing? Did y'all go up north to meet him, or did he come down here and meet you down here?" And I looked at Carl, and he goes, "Yeah, you're doing it." Okay.
So Richie not college, in high school, I was part of the drama club and drama classes, and was in 2 plays. So while I was in my drama stage, I would sit there, I'd listen to the cadence where people are talking and stuff like that, and I would use TV and stuff like that. to try to do accents. The only accents I can do halfway decent are a couple of various Midwest accents, a little bit of a Northern accent if I'm sitting there because I used to hear it from my pops all the time,
In order now.
and a little bit of a Southern. I and getting deep in the draws and stuff like that. So, but I'm sitting there and I'm working at Wendy's at that point in time, and at that point in time, I was actually on front register. So they would say their order to me. That's back in the days where it's like, I would like a double cheeseburger, please. Double cheeseburger. Talking in the mic for the rest of the people in back to hear what's going on. I didn't realize I was starting to mimic the customers. And my manager was fine with it until one day a fabulous man came in.
I can see how this could fail in so many ways.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was mimicking the way they were speaking, lisp and all, fabulously.
Yes.
I was brought to the back and I was chastised very highly on that one. The thing is, the guy didn't react in any way, shape, and or form. He wasn't pissed. It's not like he's like nowadays people would get highly offended at that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just he just played it off. But he's probably used to with other very flamboyant individuals that talks the same way. So yeah, I'm glad I broke myself of that habit before starting to work for the help desk.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Carl and I watched a lot of Britcoms.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Are You Being Served?
I can do a really bad English accent.
And by the end of the evening, after watching 4 or 5 of these, of course, I would have the British accent. Fast forward to a couple years, and we've got the Writers Club, and we've got this gal that comes in to hopefully be helped. And she had a British husband. They met when she was a secretary at Harvard, and he was a professor of mathematics, and now he had moved to be a professor at the U of I. And I had to try so hard when we would go to visit them to not mimic Nigel, because I didn't want him to think I was making fun of him. And Carl we'd get in the car to come home, and Carl would say, "Okay, cut loose now."
Now, I used to do what I will admit now is a very bad British accent, but I learned it from Monty Python and
I learned it from you, Benny Hill. I learned it from you.
And Red Dwarf and even Irish from oh Lord, now I'm blanked on his name.
Dave Allen?
Dave Allen, thank you.
Yeah.
And now I am married to a real British lady. So I have stopped attempting to do any variety of British accent because I know she's going to look at me and go,
knock it off.
Stop doing Dick Van Dyke, okay?
Hey, that's a hometown boy you're talking about.
I know, but he does a very bad British accent.
Yeah,
in that movie. But when we went to England, her family and the folks that I ran into were surprised and somewhat pleased that I would pick up on the slang they were using, but I kept using the southern accent I've got right now.
Sounds a
they go,
little different.
yeah, it sounded way different to them, and I think what they appreciated most was I was not trying to pull a British accent. I was just using the vocabulary in my normal voice.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
Yeah. Going back to Australians. Met my first Australian when I was 19. No, 18. Because it was about a year after I got out of high school. I was working at this little pancake house here in Danville, bussing tables. And one of the things my mom always regretted was telling me, if you want to know something, ask. So we're there, and this, oh man, he must have been about 6'5", without the platform shoes, which were at least 3 inches high. The Aussie hat, long coat with the fur around the collar, and of course bell bottoms back then. Coming in with this funny accent, and everybody's going, "What the hell is that?" And I'm like, well, if you want to know, you got to find out. And, like Mama said, you want to know, ask. So I'm like, you're different from what we usually see around here. Where y'all from? He goes, well, I'm from someplace Australia. And I said, really? I said, that's very interesting. Go, okay, he's an Australian. That's why he sounds so funny. But the other question is, how in the hell did you end up in Danville, Illinois?
What brought you here, and how quickly are you expecting to escape?
I mean, the Pancake House was on the north side of Danville, which, yeah, it was on Illinois Route 1, but nobody who knows better goes Illinois Route 1. If we'd been down by Interstate 74, it would have been more understandable. But, yeah. And he's like, oh, I just saw this. I wondered what a pancake house was. And I'm like, surely you didn't. You passed several other. Do I really want to say good pancake houses?
Might as well. You already did.
More well-known.
More reputable.
Than this little family-owned.
Oh, dear.
Pancake house. Well, we lost Dawn.
No, I'm kind of here.
But, yeah, it's just...
But her phone is drunk.
Yeah. I'm blaming the cat.
Oh, okay. That's always a good one, too.
No, really, the cat.
Hey, Nick.
We believe it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they were just passing through, or I could have had an even better story to tell about Australians. But
I can just imagine.
She ran away.
That was one of the perks of being a waitress. Picking up guys.
And now she's going to jump on her tower, which is where my phone's at. I'm trying to get her. Come here. Come here, Brett.
Hey, Nick. The fire.
I'm waiting for the reaction. I really am.
Especially from the grin on that face.
How to get Nick to explode in 30 seconds. I've paused again for another project.
Oh, I actually got that reference.
I love you, brother. I'm still working on it.
Oh.
As much crap as you give me about not finishing it, I'm gonna start pushing back, brother.
That was her.
Turnabout's fair play. I see a cat tower. Oh, now I
Ah.
see
Oh,
a
I
cat.
see kitty
It-
kitty.
It's a ginger. No wonder.
Mhm. That's what we have. Our two gingers, and the one before them was a ginger.
Oh,
Oh, fine, you little brat.
And here's my butt.
Yep.
now, somebody on Facebook posted today that Raquel Welch actually
going to
tried
hell.
out for the role of Marianne on Gilligan's Island. As if Ginger needed any more competition from Dawn Wells. I mean, seriously. Whoa! That would have led to an entirely new realm of speculations upon the interpersonal relationships on the island for all those many years. And probably about 50 to 2,000 different variations of the Gilligan's Island adult movie theme that has been prevalent for these many years. Up, we got a bink. Oh no! Shall we let this demon in the room?
I'm about to get a tongue lashing, ain't
Now, I'm just trying to get my stuff done late at night.
I?
Your scary self interfering. No. I've waited, what, dang near 15, 20 years for this story. You need to get off your oversized techno Viking butt and finish that story. Don't you give me that I'm putting it off. No. Not after you made the backseat DM for the first time I wasn't DMing in 15 years. No, sir. No.
But to let you know something that will make you happy, or I'm hoping will make you happy. Last night, while diving for some of the original content that the original, so my short story, The Bite, is based off of
Nice save.
Log Like It's End of the World Day, and I gave all the shorts I gave to my editor. 1 second, let me take the mint out so I can actually form
Nick,
words.
this is my piece offering.
Aww.
But, so I was trying to find that to send him the original content because he told me he liked the bite and stuff like that. So he wanted a little bit more background on that story. So I was looking for that to send him. Happily, I came across all the audio from the original podcasting of all of my 6 of my short stories. But in all of that, I found more information about the original setting ideas I had. So I'm actually finding squirreled away some of the old stuff. I'm finding more of it and I am putting it together. And again, I'm
Put down the shovel and pick up a ladder.
Oh, squirrel!
well, one of the problems is I've got a good idea for everything except who's the protag. As soon as I can figure that out, I've got my antagonists, I've got my supporting characters, I've got the setting. I just have to figure out exactly which character needs to slide into the hero slot.
Actually, Marjorie Allingham had that problem.
Flip a freaking coin.
You want to try that one again in a language that people understand, Nick?
I understood. Flip a coin.
Yeah.
Oh, flip a coin. I heard him say "lip a queen," and I'm going, no, that cannot be the words that came out of Nick's mouth. No.
Oh my God, he was at Wendy's.
I can't hear the right.
Well, we can already tell from the lighting he's been drinking Ouzo.
I can't hear the right voices to get the story written without.
Yeah.
My
Oh no,
building
no, no,
was.
no. I
So you need to go to Wendy's.
I understand. What you need to do is go down to the nearest mall, right? Buy yourself some bourbon chicken and watch the things that masquerade as humans walk by. The first protagonist who goes, "Did you see that stupid son of a bitch?" will be the proper one.
Sadly, going down to the nearest mall and attempting said practice will probably get me banned because of the number of folks I will have to break the salt and fire out to solve the issues of war.
You say that like it's a bad thing. I mean,
Well,
fire
no, and
doesn't have-
I'm just wondering how many of those possible protagonists were going to be using Richie as the subject of. Did you see what that son of a bitch did? And Richie's not going to do anything. He's just going to sit there and be just so calm and eating his chicken
Wendy's.
McNuggets or whatever.
Until a situation arises that I need salt and fire to solve.
Richie.
I'm the
Perhaps,
middle-aged priest that you get as the discount when you can't get the old priest and the young priest. You get the
Okay.
middle-aged one, so it's a one for.
no, you are not a priest. You are a friar with access to volatile chemicals.
Yes, I am.
Suddenly I have a vision of the Illinois fried chicken right there.
Indiana.
Indiana. Excuse me.
Oh no! If he lights it up, everything's fried. I have faith. It's almost as good as my buddy Jim. If Jim decided to make things go boom, they would flame beautifully because he's a professional chemist.
Too much sulfur and everything goes blue.
Anyway,
I was
that's
going to say, like Nick, he's blue right now.
Yeah.
He's got too much sulfur.
No. I was pondering my orb when I heard somebody mention the fire. And then, so I'm sitting here.
I had to play with you, brother.
Oh, I know.
As much shit as you give me on Never Mind the Furthermore.
Well, you see, I've published things recently.
Ooh.
I am working on it.
Oh, gonna need some aloe for that burn.
Ooh, yeah.
Was it blue? Was there too much sulfur? Oh,
Didn't have too many eggs this morning.
I am
They're
working
too
on
damn
that.
expensive.
I do have shorts to an editor. So I am working on it.
oh, I
And
know.
4 months earlier than my original deadline.
And how long has Nick been waiting on this story?
The fire was the my NaNoWriMo attempt for November of 2013.
I did.
And you're 4 months ahead of schedule.
Yes. So
No.
it's only 10 years.
It's the short stories that are going to be the anthology for the first thing I publish. It's the fire is going to be a little bit longer.
He backpedals so graciously, doesn't he?
No, I did not backpedal.
Nice to do a little two-step.
Nick changed the conversation to publish something recently, so I just brought up that I am getting the 6 short stories to the editor. Well, I have gotten, so that I can try to get something published soon.
Okay,
And I'm
okay. We
And
got
I
a
am working
referee
on the
here.
fire.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Hi, Joe.
Good evening.
It's getting
Hello,
all
Joe.
geeky in here.
Oh,
It's
I'm
a
working
story.
really, really hard to not have 2023 be my villain arc, and people just keep tempting me.
You're not working that hard and not doing it with the get up you got going on tonight, buddy.
Let's not forget, you just met me in 2023. I probably am going to be the one that makes your life hell.
Oh, you have a long way.
Oh,
See,
Dawn, you haven't met
already
my
have
wife.
more than 2 brain cells, so that puts you light years ahead of many people I've known.
It is so sweet to think that you could compete in that category.
Richie,
There's a
you
line. There's a line, Dawn.
franchise
You've got to get in the back of the line.
Take a
Seriously,
number.
wait your
I
turn.
can, with the way I was talking about kumquats tonight, I could have got a lot of people in trouble.
trouble?
With the way Joe popped in, I think a couple of us might be in trouble.
And you all were taking it the wrong way.
There's a wrong way.
I was gonna say you take it any way you can.
But
Usually
Amen.
take it
that
any
is
way I
so
can
much
get it.
better than
You make sure, Richie, you make sure you show Joe Dog that, because then he might not be as mad when he finds out what it was for.
Joe Dog's not
I'll
going to
take
get
it.
mad at you, Dawn. Joe Dog will never get mad at you.
No, but to kind of save your guys'
I don't even
butt.
think he'll go back to rewatch it to remember to be pissed at us.
I don't think Joe Dog can remember to go back and watch. Seriously. He may watch this just to find out whether or not I'm awake, but
Or if we still talked about kumquats.
no, I don't think it's going to cross his mind. It's more like, oh, did he say? No, he didn't say. Oh, he said that.
What we need to do is send Joe Dog a variety of assorted chili beans from all over the nation as a gift to his community. And then we just harvest. Yes.
I don't think any sewer sanitary system can actually handle that.
No.
And a kumquat.
You're off on the wrong tangent here. If you want to send Joe Dog something that will spark a reaction.
Are you sure you want to use the word spark?
Yes, I do. That was very deliberately chosen. I am an editor. Pickled eggs.
Pickled eggs. Don't tell me things like this in my current mood. This is not healthy for anyone.
There are people who will hire someone named Guido to get back at someone that gives Joe Dog pickled eggs.
Yeah.
So when that book says, I'm going to send a box that then says, I needed something to inspire me to write The Fire, completely brought to you by Richie Asplin Jr. Then I can watch, the fireworks on both ends. We can call Josh Kemp and watch the weather effects of flatulence of that precise detonation. And
I'm sure the butterfly effect is going to have nothing on that. Global warming, on the other hand,
the methane emissions will put the cows out of business.
Yeah, I would say so. And
Didn't
probably
someone-
be more pleasant. Notice how my voice shifted.
I noticed.
Didn't someone almost MF John on the air for offer, or because you brought he was pickling eggs especially for Joe Dog for their Christmas party?
That would be our much vaunted and much respected Chris.
And much loved Chris Walker.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I don't understand why that boy does not have a harem. Everybody loves him. Women just fawn over him. He is just. He should basically have more wives than King Solomon. Seriously. I do not understand. I do not understand. Now, there is one girl that he was very sweet on. I don't know if anything has progressed from that basis yet, but seriously, the guy has got, it goes so far beyond animal magnetism. It goes on into just a full on Marvel Comics supervillain. I can make you do anything power. I mean,
Do you require a moist towelette?
He said moist.
the only time that I require that is if I've been eating barbecue ribs. The only thing I require
Oh my God,
is a
dude!
replacement
Joel.
for this cold beer.
Are you
I
okay,
like that when
Donnie?
he's sucking on a bone, a rib. I mean a rib. Yep, sucking on a rib. Okay.
Oh, she's fun. She's easy, isn't she?
No, not anymore. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you'd be staggered how many of my friends have taken off their clothes for a living, and then how many of it now are paid not to. Anyway,
Hey, I used to tell all the girls at the club I can make a lot more than they could on stage. They look at me and go, "How do you figure this?" I'm a 6 foot tall, 330-pound fat white man. I will have dudes throwing hundreds going,
Hey,
put it
Chuck.
the hell back on.
Bank robbery is easier. I'll let you have that one right now for free.
Kumquat.
That damn pole is slippery.
And you gotta watch out for the spinning one that has a motor on it.
And on that note, Nick vanished into the ether.
I think that blue light might finally be turning red for Sith.
no, it just got my. I had to close my door, so my little study went from rather brisk to suddenly very warm under my coat. And I'm like, the shtick is over. I'm going to put it aside for a moment. Knowing it's right there, I may have to get some blackout curtains and rig this to work on a single switch. Because that would be very nice to just go there when needed.
That's what she said.
I also need red little sticky things.
Oh,
I was going to tell you guys the history of why I said kumquat, though. Was that just last night we were talking about what I used to sell.
This is not the green room. This is not the green room. Okay, please.
And
she's already made inroads into that particular application.
well, I'm just saying that I was a direct sales representative for a women empowerment company. And they were talking one day at a party about safe words, and somebody asked if that was a good safe word to use.
Rutabaga!
Rutabaga! No. There's a long-standing joke among our community. There you go. Rutabaga is
anti-establishmentarianism.
Ever going to yell, in a moment of passion. They're not going to be like, oh, rutabaga. Now, see, with the wrong hearing, the word kumquat could be misconstrued. So I don't know if that's. You may have a Vundasex setup.
It would depend on whether or not it sounded like a command.
Kumquat. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the green room.
See.
We're still just talking about vegetables.
I was walking the tightrope there, Donna. You went ahead and used it for a trampoline.
I agree.
Just remember, your safe word must be at least 8 characters long, include 1 capital letter, 1 lowercase letter, 1 number, and at least 1 special symbol.
Yeah,
right.
special.
We got your
Disney,
special
Mickey,
symbol.
Goofy, Minnie, Donald, Uncle Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, Louie. Okay, I got 9 characters. Exclamation! 5311.
Omega.
Delta Force.
Ooh, that's pulling stuff out of the insert special character menu.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna go special, let's go real special.
I'd have to put that one in a file that comes up before the computer boots and go copy paste. Whoa!
Do it at the wrong time and
Jesus
Alfie-
Christos makes a
Alfie
ganglia
Fritz
twitch.
shows up at your door. Wanting to remind you that the Psychor is your friend. But as long as I can get Donna, I'm okay. If I can get Donna, I know I'm doing my job.
I think we
You know,
lost
Tara's
Donna.
like,
I think we lost her.
We're gonna have to do a
I have this
GoFundMe to
effect
get.
on Donna.
We're gonna have to do a GoFundMe to get her an oxygen bottle. in the room.
Oh,
An
crap.
oxygen
Hail
bottle
and
and
pail.
a hail pail just for safety because it happens after a while.
That's okay. I've got adult diapers.
There you go.
I know some
Got
adults who
and
need-
are wearing are two different situations, my dear.
Okay, not the green room, not the green room, not the green room, please.
Hey,
you know-
we are walking that tightrope still. I mean, seriously.
We don't
I
kink
say-
shame here.
And if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. All 23 of you.
We don't kink shame here. Michaela might take notes for a new story, but we don't kink shame here.
No, Michaela
Who
won't
says I'm
take
not
notes.
taking notes?
We don't have wings. We don't have wings and
know.
fangs. Michaela's not interested.
Well, Michaela, no. I don't need to deal with the flashy but vanilla. What do you write, Donnie?
Huh?
You said I might be taking notes. Are you talking for writing or experimentation?
Full-fledged research, son. Full-fledged research.
Column A, column B.
Nick,
I need. I'm a marketing person for Michaela, so I'm taking notes of what her clientele are like.
Oh, okay. That's well and good then. I'm sorry. Because you almost brought up the hippie story, and I really don't know because you haven't heard it, and I don't know if I should tell it here.
Has anybody actually told Dawn that we're fucking weird?
Oh,
She's
I'm hoping
Michaela's
she
friend. What do you
gains that
expect?
knowledge through osmosis and not injection.
Have you
However,
guys kind of figured out that
Technically,
I'm kinda
I'm
weird?
just weird. My wife's fucking weird.
but
Y'all think you could freeform long enough for me to go to the bathroom?
oh, go on. I will tell the horror that is the hippie story.
Oh God, that was what I was worried about.
You asked for it.
And now my brain is singing the hippie shake in the background. Thank you,
Okay.
Nick.
It is my pleasure. Shockingly, I used to work at a store that no longer exists called Al's. It was on 6th in South Haven, Indiana.
I'm just going to say that here in Peoria, we have the world famous Al's. Look it up sometime.
I will. This was Al's supermarket. We were the shady back cousin of it, and I worked with Joey's wife. Now, it was decided, this is the direct quote from my boss's boss, Nick can sell ice to Eskimos. Well, sure. If I need to, I can. And they made us do suggestive selling where we'd have to go, oh, you're getting this. Would you like to buy this product of the week?
Suggestive selling. Would you like this?
Oh, Richie, you have
not
no
kind
idea.
of suggestive.
No, because, and I had to ask, are you certain? When they handed me this product, I was like, yes, I don't see why it's a problem. And I look at Trelane, and Trelane looks at me, she goes, are you really certain? And yeah, what? Okay, Trey, you can testify. They told me to sell this. The product was a kind of like chocolate-covered Cracker Jack, but it was called Hanky Panky. So, being me, and being that it was Al's on 6, we had a unique clientele. Only the finest of suburban housewives and the absolute scum of the universe would come through our happy little store. And most
when I lived in Portage, I shopped there.
Case in point.
Well, you
shit! I need the aloe.
Twice. Anyhow, just apply cold water. Anyhow, so we had some moments where, big burly guy invaders vest, large caliber handgun sachets up with his beer and beef.
Sachets.
Absolutely. And I look up at this. I can't say I looked up at his eye. I was about level with several of his patches. I look up to him. So, with your order, I have to ask you a question, sir. What? Would you like some hanky panky? I mean, and just to watch these guys, and I give them half a second before they reacted, and I hold up the thing. This was fine. Now I'm sitting there, and we had an older lady, and we're pretty sure she lived in her van. She was not new to van life, and she would come up about toward the end of closing. I was the closing cashier. And she would come up with her walker with the four tennis balls, and this kind of rough woven homespun shirt, huge glass dress, and these chunky hemp sandals she wore regardless of the weather. And she'd come chatting up, and I ask this, and she comes through my line, and she goes, "Hi, dearie," because she knew me. Hi, I got to ask you a question today, hon, and I know you're going to enjoy it. It was what? She goes, "Would you like some hanky panky?" She looks at me, and she smiles, and she says, "Son, when do you get off?" And I'm like, "Well, ma'am, a little after the store closes. You know that?" She goes, "When do you want to?" I was at Woodstock, hon. I know things.
Now,
the way my mind works is a terrifying thing, because in that moment it
thought about it.
Well, it jumped to a Hellboy comic, because there was a Hellboy comic where a guy had a book that would tell him all the great secrets of the world, how to be rich, get whatever you want. However, as soon as you start reading this book, this demonic starfish thing would grab onto your chest and eat you alive for the length of time that it was dark. And then, you'd be in horrible death screaming agony for that whole time. And it'd leave with the dawn and you'd be fine, because it fed off, the trade was feeding off your terror. And I realized this is one of those eldritch moments like that. And there was a part of my mind that was calculating the great juice squeeze equation, Is the juice worth the squeeze? I would never do it. I was married at the time. I still am, blissfully. But my brain still has to, process something that bizarre. I finally had to go, "No, ma'am, I'm married." She's like, "I don't mind sharing." Now, but my wife does. Okay, But this old lady was ready to go, friends. And that was my hanky-panky story, and I figured that would buy us just enough time for Dan to go to the bathroom, come back just in time to be possibly scarred. It's not easy to scar someone like Dan Hollifield, who's seen everything under the sun and, under the earth too, but, you got to try.
So did anybody look up world famous Big Al's?
No, but
I will try to keep this
listening to Don's comments,
non-green room rated.
I will say that I'm going to have to make sure that the tractor gets overhauled, because the back 40 on the family farm is going to have to be plowed up and planted in aloe for all these burns she's delivering.
So
I got a quick question, real quick, Dan.
Yes.
A real question?
I tried typing something in the chat just as kind of a smart-ass comment to everything.
Uh-huh.
And
I have yet to see it.
Yeah, none of it came through.
A lot, unless you are in the door of the regular chat, you have to go through the through YouTube itself, or
right.
Private chat.
No, I'm talking YouTube chat, and it's only been happening in my independent creator directory one.
I have not seen any comments by you.
YouTube this week has eaten a couple of my comments too.
YouTube is weird.
Yeah.
No. There is.
It does not like StreamYard.
There is no record of anything that Joe has said in the YouTube thing, and I do not have access to the different Facebook channels that we broadcast to, and I'm tap dancing on lava as fast as I
Friends, we
can.
are gathered
Thank
here
you, Donna.
for another Arcana
I will
as
get
she
you for
bats
this.
herself to pieces.
Got
this
nothing to
wonderful
do with what you
gathering.
guys are saying.
Oh, we know it had nothing to do with what you were saying. With what we were saying, but
I
you
know.
have matched your shirt, dearie. The pink has transcended. And I'm a little afraid that you are a member of the Full Body Blush Club, which is not something I need to know.
I go to
Breathe, Donna,
Big
breathe.
Al. I go to Big
It's
Al's
all right,
website,
Nick. Some of us already know.
and then there's this menu of stuff, and I go, okay,
Yes.
food and drink.
Oh,
Okay.
now here we go.
The
So that
first
Yeah.
thing I
it
see
went
is-
through under my account, but I typed that same message under my independent creator directory account, and it just
it
ate
did
it.
not come through. It did not come through.
It might be treating you like a business one and trying to say that you're spamming because you don't have a name. And
Okay. I gotta hear this from Donna.
Okay. I click on the food and drink menu, and in this big red box is booby sandwich.
What? All right, my reaction was so strong, my deck of cards fell over.
I'm sorry. Shouldn't that be listed under? No, not finger food.
I'm sorry. I'm
This
sorry.
is why I'm dangerous in the
This-
green room.
Folks, this is a no-wake zone. I don't know if you paid attention at this
He's
hour.
the one who
It's a
said he
no-wake
worked at
zone,
Al's.
So no motorboating, please.
Room.
Wah, wah, wah.
There's the link.
Oh, I hope my friends on the Narrowboat channels never watch my. Oh no, I know I've got one subscriber from the Narrowboat channels. Oh Lord, Liberty, please forgive me.
No explanation as to what this sandwich is made of.
Am I supposed to look that up in a
And right below
different
it is
window or
tacos.
broadcast it to the world?
And
We
we have
shall
lost
see.
once again. You know,
Can I get a booby burger with a side of titty tots?
And just under
tacos.
under the
crap.
Boobies Burger is tacos.
So under liquor, a great big red thing saying VIP bottle service. Get up. Ask your hostess.
Oh dear.
Where are you
my.
trying to find your late night lunch, hon? The Playboy Mansion?
I don't know, but they got a picture of Michaela on the window there. Wait a minute. No, that's
Ah,
one of
is
my,
this-
one of my nieces.
that explains everything.
Dances, couch, $25 per song per person. VIP room.
Ah, is this the place
$300.
with Jerry's average sized wiener? Am I in the same? Yes, I am in the right place.
VIP room, $300 per half hour. Executive suite, $400 per half
Now
hour.
you know why when Nick said he worked at Al's, I lost it.
Yes.
Hot tub
no,
suite, $1,000 per hour.
There were maybe 3 employees who could have gotten any funds for participating in that, and the rest would have been labeled eldritch horrors. Horrors. Note, I have a speech impediment, so please note that I am. Although now poor
And
Richie
he is completely
contemplating
sober, folks.
a
That's
shoggoth in a miniskirt. It is not my fault that Mr. Trash Bags does that in his free time. But That's targeted.
I got that
humor.
reference.
I
did
figured you
too.
would. No,
Hey, I'm
But
still
the
still
scary is
contemplating the
the-
Shoggoth and the miniskirt. Thank you. I'll take a minute. Considering what they
Is
can
that all
do.
it takes?
Yeah, actually,
Just considering, I didn't say it was making a Amazon order
immortality
here.
causes boredom.
they are shapeshifters, so
Okay, now the Independent Creator Directory did do a test message and
Yep.
came through.
Hmm.
It's just basically when you do actual content,
Hi,
you
baby.
get
When
blocked.
you're all out of love, there's no one to find you. Anyway, you just. I
Crimson
don't
and
know if you
Clover.
really want to cross the line. Independent.
Cross the line across the streams, Nick. We covered a lot of territory
Okay.
here.
keeping in line with the Big L stuff,
Look, there's Uncle Ben.
and also talking about
Hello,
Or-
kitty.
coming off of Nick's. No, that's bad too. Phrasing.
I have that effect on a lot of people, Richie. Don't feel shame. It's only natural. I know it may have been a while.
Going off of Nick's story, this one is
No.
in this same, I hate to say vein, but vein, or similar vein, I should say. I used to work
Not
at
the artery, but the vein.
I used to work at a magic store that also sold novelty items, things of that nature. The
Oh,
name of the
yes,
store-
novelty items. That's what the kids are calling it nowadays.
I used
Well,
to sell those too.
itching powder, the gag gifts. The name of the store was
Dogs sold
Gags.
those too if you got the wrong size. Going on.
It was called Gags.
Yes.
So that's why I highly explained the store before.
Yes.
But I
No
used to
wonder they
dabble.
hired you.
Oh,
I used to dabble as a magician.
We
And
lost you. No.
one of the best things about the store is not only were
Made him
we
disappear.
allowed to take stuff home, as far as the magic tricks go, we were expected to because we had to learn them because we had to teach everything we sold to everyone that came in except for the professionals, because being a 5-year-old trying to teach a novelist how to read doesn't work.
Exactly.
But another thing that we did sell were, we had in the back corner, the party items for bachelorette parties
Yes.
and bachelor
That's what I sold.
parties. Cut rate versions of the stuff you sold. We had people try to return a inflatable sheep because there was a leak. We're like, dude, it came out of
Get
the
a
box.
full patch kit, you Montana import.
Yeah, if you take it out of the box, we do not refund.
Not the green room, not the green room, not the green room.
Hey Donna, we have a new hashtag for you.
I had a sweet, innocent-looking 80-year-old woman come into the store for a return on a high-end $80 massager
Ah, yes.
A salad
Oh.
mixer.
of the internal variety.
Yes, we fully understand.
I used to sell those.
She broke it from use.
Well, see, that's what
In a
happens
week.
when novelty and not proper quality. They should be making those things by crap.
No. This one wasn't a novelty item. This one was like top of the line that the company that sold the stuff.
Industrial grade.
You could use it to hammer drill through a foundation to run your AC
Well,
lines.
they clearly failed to meet up to her exacting standards as a customer.
So I had to keep trying to explain to her, we don't return those when they've been used.
Yes.
She wouldn't take no for an answer. So the owner
Hey,
of the
if she
store had to
broke
deal
it,
with
you
it.
better not tell her no for an answer.
I'm just like,
He
I'm
can
sorry,
break
I cannot return this item. Yeah, that happened.
I believe it. Well, that was so good it made
not
somebody
heavy.
glitch, and I don't know if it's me or him.
I
But,
think
It was him.
Oh,
Rich
good.
glitched.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
That
That means
story
the
was so
Matrix.
shocking.
That means the Matrix is on to me.
that's all
Hey,
right.
if I can't escape the Matrix, can one of y'all hook me up with a freaking upgrade of some sort? Because I'm telling you, I've been doing the, karmically. Yeah, thank you, Rich. Thank you.
Always promote.
I actually do have that.
I don't know what you were talking about, but if I did, it might have showed up in Arts and Tales Volume 1. Maybe it'll show up in Arts and Tales Volume 2. Anyway, proceeding. Boy, that's a lovely...
And what I have on the market is nothing. It's completely
Gradient.
blank. I'm not ready yet.
I'm going to be on the move.
On the move with Michaela. I hope she pays you.
I plead the fifth
Oh.
for
she
good
pays-
reason. No,
She
there's-
pays thee not in gold. I see. Another reference I've arced around. You are one of our people. I see.
no. I'm in the process of trying to apply for disability because of all my stuff. So
I fully understand. We've spent years trying to get disability for my son, and I probably
so
have it by now. But
that question I have to plead the fifth on.
oh no, she doesn't pay you. She just lets you read the books early as a benefit. Nod and smile. Please remember, everything said on any program I appear is most likely humor and is no way meant to reflect reality. Remember, I showed up as an underlit wizard in the dark, so this really is not a news program. Back to you, Dan, with that upcoming alien invasion. How is that scheduled?
Please remember, this is my channel. You might have 23 people, 14 of which work for alphabet agencies watching. Seriously, I mean, it's my reputation exceeds me.
I'm in sudden impact withdrawal, having hit the final episode of this season of Old Gods of Appalachia horror anthology podcast.
Oh, do I have to do something else for him to write up?
Oh God. J.T. Fields, I solved it. I know. Oh. My friends, I solved it. Oh.
So last week when I went to my son's, my grandson's birthday party, when I left the house, Crow was watching or was playing Minecraft, but she was playing Old Gods of Appalachia over Spotify. So she was listening to that while she was playing the game. So I mentioned it to her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I've been listening to that one for a while." I'm like, "Son of a."
We got it on the Kickstarter and are waiting for the RPG. They went, we're going to try to do an RPG set in our universe, and we'll see if we can. We're trying to get $50,000 because Monty Cook, yes, that Monty Cook, wanted to be involved. But it would take that kind of money to get his team. Want to guess what they made?
$1 million, at least?
$2 million. The only problem is Dan needs to watch that show, and Trey does. They scare me. I love their show, and I want to meet them, but they scare the living pants off of me because they know stuff they should not know, and they talk about stuff. I'm like, wait a second now. Hold on. Man, if it were any more ripped from the headlines of previous aspects of my life, I'd expect to hear dun, dun, every time the scene changed. I mean,
am I going to have to reach for the book in my cross?
No.
I don't think it'll work. This comes under the heading of would a Muslim vampire be afraid of a copy of the Quran?
So this is something that Michaela Jade should be listening with.
Yes, everyone should listen to it. I get
The-
no money. They're making better than me, and I'm like
The proper
Jesus.
application of faith and fire
And fire.
can solve anything.
Ask where
Oh,
he
and
got
salt.
that.
And salt.
Faith and Fire was me dealing with someone named Loki Silvertongue. I make no joke. Who was interfering with my destruction of a very specific Ouija
Artifact.
board. Oh no, I'll say it was a Ouija board because somebody pulled. Well, you made a promise on my freaking birthday. On the list of things I did not want to do on my birthday was take care of that little problem. Blacksmith
Now-
heat fire, and it wasn't even getting the board up. But yes.
I was just going to say, Dawn, Nick swears up and down that I am one of the old gods of Appalachia.
That's because you are.
See,
Yeah.
he's heard it. No. Listen. Joe, have you been following along? Yes.
To the conversation, yes. I have actually not listened to the old
The
gods
podcast.
to the podcast.
One.
But from what I have heard from multiple sources that are credible in the realms of cryptids and other such entities, I'm sorry, Dan, but I must call you out.
No, see,
Well, at least buy me flowers and a dinner first. I mean,
Joe,
If you need lube,
this
I
is
have
one of those you have to tell Trelana because she will get it fully. You tell her that Dan Hollifield is JT Fields. Okay? The
See if
Paradise.
she's still awake.
See if she is. Tell her Nick figured it out. Dan Hollifield is Mr. JT Fields of Paradise. Is it Kentucky or Virginia? Where's Paradise?
doesn't matter. I've been to both.
You've also probably been to Hellier for all that
if
matter.
you're trying to convince us you're not doing a good job.
Oh no,
You said JT Fields?
JT Fields, Mr. JT Fields of Paradise. She will know.
Yeah, two of us have had more than enough experience in
Stuff.
trying to put things back in the box.
Put that thing right back where it comes from. Anyway,
Not the green room, not the
and then-
green room, not the green room.
One of us is married to something that escaped the box that is fine to let stay out of the box.
I keep trying to put her back in, though.
don't you prepackage her.
What
I'm
you failed to
I-
understand is there is no box.
No box. There is no spoon. Oh god.
The cake is a lie.
Right. No, but all jokes aside, I both love their work, and I am utterly terrified to meet these two authors, unless I can do it from I'm going to crack the door of whatever convention, and like peek around a corner, and sniff the air, and decide, nope.
Not that much sulfur.
Am I going to be able to have a conversation, or am I going to have to do an exorcism?
Oh no! A man has
Can't
got
you
to
do
know his
both?
limitations. All right, I'm really good on when you're starting to run your vertical angles, who's what. But when you start getting on the horizontal side of things, it gets dicey. It's like black and white is easy to track, but when you start doing green and dark, it gets weird.
Welcome to Geometry 101.
Non-Euclidean Geometry 101.
Oh god!
Oh,
But you
yes.
don't realize it's 101-110110. It's just a binary code.
Computation and
They're on-
demonology. As long as it's
They're on
got
to me.
code
I've got
vector
to
green,
appear normal
we're
now.
It translates into the complete lyrics for "I am a modern major general, versed in things animal, vegetable, and mineral." But
There, I always think of clutch.
Actually, no, it translates into the lyrics for Inacata Devita.
No, it,
the real
what's
ones
this
or
song?
the
The
split
real ones.
Ah, no.
I was there. Don't try and school me in the dark knowledge.
Dark way.
My dad.
We're
got to see
there.
them.
Hell, you might have written them, Dan.
Probably did. It's been so long. It was so dark. There were so many.
Or whisper them in the ear.
Yeah.
Oh, I only whisper in the woods.
Oh, my.
Ah, that was
Not the green room. Not the green room.
that was like woo, like oh thank you.
Yeah,
As long as it's not a whispering eye.
No, we are not going Magnus Archive. I am not crossing into that too. That is look.
No, I'm going role models with whispering eye.
Okay, that's fine too. But you have to understand, I'm a product of the early doctors before they were really sexy, depending on how you feel about Tom Baker. You know what I mean? Where huge amounts of problems are solved by recognizing that this stuff is hinky and applied cowardice. You know, this is the way. You know, you gotta look down and go.
Reversing the polarity often works for some
The
reason.
problem is you're both reversing the polarity. The polarity is confused.
Although the third doctor was actually brought in for his sex appeal.
Those were the days. I still say
Katie Manning and a Dalek. Ooh. Jesus Christos, make the ganglia twitch.
Hey, Dawn, this is not
Y'all-
the green room. This is
You all
not the green
blame.
room.
I know.
This is normal.
This is
I know.
You habla
kept
exterminate?
getting- I kept
For a
getting blamed for
given value of normal.
I kept getting blamed for kumquat, and it was perfectly not bad.
It was vanilla.
like I said.
And we can turn vanilla
This is the part where
into
we find out Joe
Neapolitan
Buck's
in a
actually
heartbeat.
dragon, and that suddenly makes the
Technically,
world
wouldn't it be kumquat, not vanilla? I mean, if it's kumquat, it'd be kumquat flavored. It'd be really weird if it's vanilla flavored kumquat.
If it's a vanilla flavored kumquat,
31 flavors, no waiting.
Was it? what if it's kumquat flavored vanilla?
then somebody's been doing some really interesting things with horticulture.
Oh, yeah.
Not
I
the
just wanted to
green
say
room, not the
horticulture.
green room, not the green room.
Horticulture, friends.
See, I said horticulture, and this one was talking about the green room.
Well, yes, because it's a green room. You know, that's where you grow plants and have polite discussion, isn't it?
Greenhouse.
That's a
Well,
greenhouse.
yes, and what's in the greenhouse?
A green room.
Daisy
Plants.
Taylor.
Exactly.
Oh.
Behind the green door. For anyone.
Oh, you went there.
No,
But wait a minute. You gotta remember, Michaela's the one that does plants.
I don't believe I'd have said that exactly that way, but
Yeah. Especially since I imagine there's cucumbers or possibly eggplants in her
this is why I
garden.
washed the cucumbers in the squash.
Or eggplants.
zucchini.
Oh, corn.
Beijing corn. No,
Corn. Nubbed for her pleasure.
Mhm.
I'm in so much trouble.
God.
You guys are never gonna let me back. Dad's gonna be like, "Do never let her in this place again."
are you?
Oh no, I'm going to send you an
You're
invitation
still
every
this
week.
mild. I mean, you don't get it. The problem with so many people who come into groups I find myself in, they come in, you don't understand. I'm weird. And it's like, darling.
Get in line, Sparky. Get in line.
I get weirder things with you as a prize in my breakfast cereal.
Fudge list. Young has seen me destroy.
I'm so weird and dark and
mysterious.
yeah, Sparky.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
man.
odd and I enjoy it.
Let's just take this group of 6. We have an old god. We have Donna with her cigar.
Which just so you
We have
know,
a
A
Viking.
middle-aged goddess. Yes.
You know, we have, and I realize that as I'm doing this, my hand is going the wrong direction, so it should have been.
yes, that's Viking. You're pointing at Viking.
Well, I'm pointing at Viking now, but on the live
Yeah.
stream now. Or no,
No,
I
no,
was
you're
wrong.
fine.
You
Okay.
have 2 Vikings.
It gets worse.
IT Viking that used to have
What's
to.
problem
Donna
is
and then
stuck
we
between
have
the
Nick.
bonds.
you're crossing your Norse religious Vikings with your techno Vikings,
Yes.
who carry the AV axe. That's
But
And
then
then
I'm
we
a
have-
Minnesota Vikings fan, so what does that go for?
Well-
what he's saying is everyone here has an excuse to be horny, and that's okay. But
I needed an excuse? I thought it just
Well-
came naturally.
Like I said, old god.
Sorry, we're-
We've got Donna. We've got a Viking. We've got a cryptid.
what are you talking about?
Manatee Man strikes again.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh wait, that's the wrong set of horns. Anyhow, oh, dang it, villain arc. That's better. I don't know what you're talking about. One way we're okay, the other way it's way too morbid raw, and
We have the
Lighten up,
innocent
McGraw.
IT person.
where's that bench grinder?
I don't know which is funnier there, Joe.
And then the fresh blood of Dog, the marketing.
Yes.
Fresh blood.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Anyway,
We know lots of people.
And if anybody needs to go grab some boots after what I just said about sweet innocent IT person, I totally understand.
I was waiting
Well, the
for
sweet
everybody to
innocent
go.
was immediately.
I had my
serious
feet
about the-
elevated.
remember, I grew up in Northwest Indiana. I have BS gills.
Right.
And the air was so bad, you grow gills, and after that, we can't exist without a certain amount of BS in the area. So if we don't have
You
it, we
came to the
naturally-
right place.
We naturally produce our own. It's part of the ecosystem. This is why where I live is just so fertile all the time. It's just the waves of BS. Whenever I'm talking, it's not. It really is a gift. They should pay taxes to me.
You almost cost me a keyboard.
Well, at least we know Dan tries to swallow.
It teleports.
Oh.
Not the green room, not the green room.
Not the green room, not the green room. See,
I
this is
don't
the
teleport that. It's personally delivered.
Can we
Ah,
survive the
Wow.
next 12 minutes without getting canceled?
Probably not.
oh, come on.
What happened to Last Man Standing? Dawn.
Not really. I'm
Nothing
telling you,
happens.
this is
Nothing
totally
ever
normal
happens there.
behavior.
Nothing ever happens there. It's just it's boring as all get out.
Nor-
And if you
It
believe that, you'll buy this watch.
I've got something for you. Look,
I got a bridge for you in the middle of. Yeah.
Yeah,
You did
I got one out in Nevada that actually came from London.
As a semi-serious
only lightly
note,
haunted.
Oh, okay. Is that near my oceanfront property in Arizona? Yes.
So earlier today, I watched I have no idea whether to describe it as a train wreck or brilliant piece of video.
Compromise. Call it a brilliant train wreck.
And David Suchet was part of it.
Oh,
So
well,
apparently,
brilliant definitely applies.
apparently, I think there's more than just one. There's at least Peter Pan gone wrong. and it is the BBC is doing a community production, and just the play just is falling apart. Things are playing, stuff like that. And Dave Suchet is the professional actor narrator. And at one point in time, he's told to stall, so he takes Captain Hook's mustache and puts it on and starts talking about, I didn't know how the things came together for the Cupid Road. So they snatch the mustache off him.
He said,
But as soon as
The
Was he
little
singing
gray
about
cells
his
were not
gray cells?
percolating fast enough.
As soon as he did the Hercule Poirot piece, I'm just like, Nick would love this. And it's free on YouTube with ads.
Send me a link, please, because
Sure.
my brain is amorphous hole with many pocket dimensions that lead me to places that keep bumping me into Dan Hollifield. But
That's why we love you.
and he's speaking of himself when he says we. All of them.
For we are legion and we are many.
Thank you, Joe. I was just about to say that. Oh,
Oh, 9 minutes.
yeah. I think that fast, but my mouth don't move that fast. So
Area for a reason. No one has ever seen Dan Hollifield and Ricardo Montalban in the same screen. I wonder why.
he's got a better tan than I do.
Uh-huh.
And Ricardo Montalban can afford the rich Corinthian leather. I can't roll my R's to save my life.
Corinthian.
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, I just get the buffalo hide stuff.
After I did all that work to roll my R.
Anyway,
I didn't say I harmed them. It was recycled.
they didn't feel the thing. No, you have to understand. As soon as you said buffalo hide, I had the image of Dan going, "Well, need some more." Flick out comes the straight razor, and just Jack the Ripper ring. Buffalo's running 1 minute, doesn't even know it's lost its skin. He's walking off.
And or it's the hose again. Oh wait, buffalo leather, not Buffalo Bill leather.
Here, kitty.
Oh, my.
Oh God! See?
My.
Georgette, run. Buddy, hide.
No.
Dawn, put the blanket on your lap.
No.
See, what happened is
If I was a mythological character, I would be the gender swapped
The links in private chat, Nick.
little old cat lady. Basically,
find recipes from Melmac.
No. Basically, when I walk out into the yard with our multitude of felines, I can sit down in a chair and they swarm to just basically get petted and give me love. And
It's proof that Dan could always pull a cat.
This is not the green room.
if it were, I would have something to say.
Would I?
How you doing, Donna?
Use your imagination. No.
I have to because if I'm not careful, I'll end up using yours and we'll have problems. But
You will have problems. I won't, because I'll be laughing all the way to the bank.
Have you seen the post I've shared for a place called Furball Farm? That's all I could think about. It's a cat sanctuary by my parents' house.
If I walked in there,
after hours, I'm worried what I would see if I tried to look up Furball Farm.
you better spell it correctly.
I shared a post earlier today, so you guys all have access to it on my.
It's not .net, okay? Ooh, PersianKitty.com. Oh no! Please don't go there. Yes, I was young and impetuous once.
What?
That's like the difference between whitehouse.com and whitehouse.gov. Um,
So,
yeah, school didn't realize they needed to add that into the filter. Um,
funny story in a
My
similar
teacher
vein.
eventually typoed. I had put that on the screen. Go look this up. Are you sure? I asked Jeeves, and he said it was a bad idea. Yes, I'm dating myself again.
I know a lot of teachers who got in trouble because of that. They were worried they were going to get fired. But on a similar note, so back my first job in IT, I was working for a plumbing and heating supply company that was a distribution company. So we basically sent.
So they laid a lot of pipe. Gotcha.
We sent pipe around a lot of places, but furnaces and air conditioners too. But anyways, so the IT director
So you did a lot of blowing.
comes out of his office white as a ghost. Eugene was this dark. Eugene was a he was literally a black man. Came out of his office whiter than me. Grabs Jeff, my best friend who is the network administrator, drags him in his office because he's freaking out. Well, apparently he tried to go to UnitedAirlines.com to purchase some plane tickets to go to a couple of the other offices that are in other places in the country. But apparently he went to UnitedAirline.com, which is apparently hijacked in the same way that, well, not really hijacked. It was purchased legally, much in the same way that people purchased whitehouse.com back in the day. So yeah. So he's like, oh my God, did I infect the entire, because, and Jeff came out and he's laughing at me. He's like, when you get home, go to this website. Don't do it here. I've already blocked it. Yeah, when you get home, go to this website.
That way
I'm
nobody
like,
can hear you laugh.
asshole. I'm like, you asshole. You didn't tell me what kind of site it was. At this point in time, my computer was actually downstairs in the family area. My nephew walked behind me as I hit enter, and it came up on screen. I'm like, you asshole. You could have told me.
Warned me.
Yeah. So yeah, that was.
There are learning experiences that unfortunately are unpleasant lessons. Much like my first wife.
I'm surprised we did not hear my IT director going to the website because of the sounds emitting from the computer when that website launched. And they were loud. Someone was having a good time. Or
somebody,
really
not the fellow that actually tried to find airline tickets, but somebody.
Yeah. So so after that, I started laughing my ass off. But yeah, the way he came out of the office, it's like we got hacked or something, and bad things were happening. No, he misspelled something.
Just a typo. Isn't there some place online we could get a medic alert bracelet that says, delete my browser history quickly?
I'm certain that there must be.
I don't want mine to be deleted because I want people to go, oh my God, she was as sick and twisted as we thought she was this whole time.
Okay.
That's a reputation that I will never be able to escape.
See, when I pass, I've already got a few select people that I want to handle the eulogy, because I want people to know the real story.
That's why I'm recording my own.
Oh God, Richie.
And everyone will be rickrolled at least twice.
I like that idea.
Because You can't get me back anymore.
The hell you say?
But-
There are Ouija boards.
Dealing with
Hey, don't set Nick off again. Oh, Nick is off again.
dealing with what you guys were saying in browser history. I have to tell a story on my middle child. My middle child was of adult age at this point in time, so they were of legal age to go out and look at those kinds of sites and things. My middle child's a daughter, by the way. She hands me her cell phone because,
Welcome back, Nick.
it's not working properly.
True form.
So I'm like, okay. And so she hands it to me, and I look at it. On her phone, there are 67 open browser tabs. 60 of
I
them.
remember this.
60 of them are pornography. 6 of those deal with
6 of them are what?
Well,
Not-
apparently
6 of them.
YouTube is
6 of them.
blocking Richie because
6
we
of
heard
them
6 of
dealt
them
with horses. 6 of them dealt with horses. Not men named horse, not men claiming that they have horse, but actual horse.
What?
Variant of my first name.
We understand.
So
Genitalia. Yeah.
I still make fun of that child to this day.
We
Because I'm
understand.
like, you hand an IT person a device that's not working properly with 60 open tabs of porn.
Anyone else, I would have thought it was a joke.
I wonder why it's not working.
You don't have enough RAM to handle
it's all
60
porn.
tabs open.
Nobody's got enough RAM to handle
Well,
60.
that's the
Never mind.
innocent way to tell them.
Porn, Dave. It's all. All right, I looked at my setup, and I went to turn the light on. I'm like, no, now I look like Holly. And I was like, hold on, Dave, they're dead, Dave. They're all dead. They're dead, Dave.
Dave's not here, man.
What about Kolchansky?
She's dead, Dave. They're all dead.
Bye, bud.
See, but here's the thing. What year was that about, Richie?
They're dead. In the year 2525.
25, if man is still alive.
Oh, God, I remember that when it was brand new. But then I also remember the 1812 overture when it was brand new.
You see what I have to deal with?
You're a god, so you remember when Gregorian chant was brought out as new stuff.
I remember when Dirt was brand new. I mean, it was rock before, but the wind got to it.
So my theory doesn't quite hold water then, because I was going to say, if it was like when smartphones were first coming out, there wasn't enough space to save all the videos. So, of course, you had to put them in, keep them in tabs, keep finding them.
She. But, well, we bought cheap phones because, you can get the nice phone when you pay for it with your own money. You get the phone, we can keep track of your ass on our
It's a track phone.
That's where you get. Oh, now you have a Nokia brick that won't break, won't cost anything. You have Snake. It's a good game. Enjoy it. And anything you watch in a program has to be drawn in ASCII.
But that's the problem. That's the problem. Though. They had Snake on about 60 plus tabs.
I've known that. Don't even joke. I've had relatives. I've had to do this is how you cut and paste in large Post-it notes. This is how you cut and paste.
I remember back.
I actually knew a fellow that had to do a full restore on his computer because when he wanted to close a window in the browser, he took it to the trash can and then emptied the trash.
So you're talking about porn and ASCII.
He is, I ain't.
Well, I mean, I said that's the only way to get it. I'm not talking about the quality of reception.
IRC
So
chat rooms.
you're talking about
SPR.
porn
Oh,
in ASCII. Back in my day when I was in college, the first time, back in the early 90s, yeah, there was a lot of ASCII porn in Vax chat rooms.
Yes, there was.
and if you didn't hit the space bar often enough, it looked really weird.
There used to be, and I don't know if it's still up, but there used to be a site you could connect through SSH terminal that would play Star Wars in ASCII.
The game or the movie?
The movie.
That is so beautiful.
That I would love to see once.
That is Wizard
or at
of
least
Space
15
and
minutes
Time.
of it.
That is Wizard of Space and Time levels of commitment.
Oh.
Or Speed and Time. Sorry, Speed and Time.
Hey, Mike Jetlove, anybody that can reference Mike Jetlove is okay in my book because
I've watched both the short and the movie.
I was introduced to it in the 70s.
I heard about it many times throughout my geekdom growing up, and then I forgot all about it by the time that YouTube and the interwebs and all that came around. So
when you could actually find it, yeah.
Yes.
I was introduced in the 70s.
Get off my lawn. Dan's talking about.
God, it is still up.
Technically, so was I.
So, on that note, I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm tired. So,
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Dawn.
Bye.
Good night.
Kumquat.
Yeah. I'll actually be 50 this year.
Notice how carefully I didn't say I'll see you in your dreams.
But
expect me when you see me. Oh, sorry.
I'll actually start opening the ARP things that they start sending me now because I can actually apply.
You know what? F those guys. F those guys sideways, and I'll tell you why. I read over all the application things. Okay?
And they support the OGL?
No, they support Trump.
Oh, God! I almost made me blow up.
And that was the moment when you heard this distinct ping across the cosmos. Anyway.
Excuse me. I don't support criminals.
And Dad just goes,
no, I do buy Microsoft products. I'm in that.
Anyway, I looked at all their stuff. In all their legal works, there is nothing that says that their stuff is exclusive for people over the age of 65. Because that would be age discrimination. And legally, you can't discriminate against somebody for their age. Either way. So when everything was going to pot, we filled out to join the AARP because we were trying to get a prescription card in our 30s. And danged if they didn't take my first month's membership fee and not give me anything because, well, you're not old enough to be retired. It didn't say anything in the paperwork. It did not.
Okay.
You're not supposed to. You don't have to be retired for the AARP. You have to be at least 50, though.
Yeah, well, see, and that wasn't in the paperwork at the time. There was
try and share something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? I can think of some things. Anyway, go on.
Nick.
I'm in a mood. Continue.
It is still up.
Wait. I was
It's through
multitasking.
Telnet.
Yes! Still better than the last Jedi.
It is actually still up.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I don't know how long it took this person to actually do this, but
6 to 8 generations.
so yeah.
This is so much better than the entire new trilogy. And the graphics are more believable.
Yeah, at least I got a floor.
Well, I mean, the lightsabers, the weapons haven't started disappearing mid-fight. That puts it up. You better stop running this though, so we don't get nailed by
Yeah.
Disney.
Is it bad of me that I can remember every scene?
Oh no,
as
I'm
it was
playing the
happening?
yeah, I'm playing that through my head myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, there was a premiere in Athens, Georgia. I was there with all my friends from college. We got to see it, and then a lot of us went back as soon as possible to see it again. My housemate went back and took photographs of the movie screen so that he could do his own stop motion animation stuff of the land speeder and a couple of other things that interested him, and none of which was Leia in the copper bikini. But
Well, that wasn't the first one, so I mean,
well, seriously, he could have waited. Anyway, he
multitask.
actually got involved with another friend of mine from college who was doing stop motion animation movies,
That's
a
so
la Jet Love, only with models rather than live action. And they actually did a very short horror movie using bits and pieces of my sword collection, my home, my backyard, and a Playboy Playmate. An actual Playboy Playmate.
Wait, one moment. I was so expecting to follow that.
No. I didn't have anything to do with the Playboy Playmate. I did buy the issue she was in, but
For the articles, of course.
hell no, I wanted to see what she looked like. I never got to meet her. She was cute. I mean, I knew she was cute from the movie when they did the premiere of the short subject, but I was going, damn, she was wandering around in my house and I was at work. I missed out.
So did she, because she would have heard you speak, and that melted butter tone would have happened. And
No,
well,
I was too young then. The voice happened later.
I see.
No, the control over my voice that I have now, what little there is, and Besides which, I was really shy and introverted, and probably would have just said, "Hello, you're quite pretty. Excuse me, I gotta go to work," and let them go film their movie. And it was actually pretty good, but it was a cross between well, it was in the same vein as some kaiju movies,
Gotcha.
but it was more of a flying saucer with the crawling eye monster
Oh,
and a pretty girl that turned out to be a ghost,
oh,
and
that's yes, please.
several of my knives for some
Oh,
strange reason I never understood.
is that something that could be procured?
I seriously doubt it,
Tragic.
but what was Jeff's name? What was Jeff? I think it was uh, Jeff with a G,
Okay.
Geoff,
Yeah.
Rail, Rayle, I want to say, but I could be wrong. I do not know if he ever posted any of that stuff once the internet became a thing, but this was uh, 1978, 79, somewhere around in there. So I don't have the faintest. He did get a job doing special effects as an assistant with Swamp Thing.
Oh, okay. So Jeffrey Rail, known for Swamp Thing, Six Pack, and Rock and Road Trip 1986.
Mm-hmm.
Owner of Rail Archive and Screening Room. He's findable. I think he stop motion sampler the Rail Archives.
Could be. Now, he told this great story about working on Swamp Thing. He was given the smoke machine when the young lady with the enormous tracts of land was doing her nude scene in the swamp, and the director actually called cut and said, "Back off on the smoke, boy," because he just kept on with the smoke machine, just. And they were going, "We can't see your tits. We've got to do another take. Don't put so much smoke in there."
I put the Rail Archive with the stop motion sampler in the stupid o'clock link send thing because
Oh,
I had
thank you. Thank you.
on my phone.
Who knows? He might have put it in there. He had a lot of other stop motion stuff that he was doing.
Well, I mean, if
And
he's somebody you used to know and he's cool, you ought to reach out to him. Can't hurt. We're still
well,
saying no.
I don't know that he'd want to talk to me. He's my lack of ego is getting in the way again.
Dan, I do love how you can go from a metric poop ton of charisma, a eldritch relic of bygone era who has seen the rise and fall of civilizations, and then go, well, I don't want to be a bother.
Well, yeah, I'm humble like
The
that.
man. The worst that he can say is he doesn't remember you. The best, you might strike up an old friendship. Life's too short.
Well, yeah.
Well, for most of us, anyway. I mean, transdimensional immortals aside, us fleshy types do tend to have an expiration date. So, I'd call him up. It's like, hey, if I can write a message to David Suchet thanking him for his wonderful portrayal of Poirot as a short guy who walked with a limp, you can write your old friend and be like, hey, how you doing? We were talking about you.
I told folks about the little movie that you did back in college and some of the stop motion stuff that you showed us, and just kind of remember you fondly. I hope you
Yeah.
remember who the fuck I am, but fat
Dan?
chance. But
So, well, okay. What's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is probably he ignores the message. It's like, I
no,
don't know who you-
the worst that would happen is I'd get a reply from his publicist going, "Leave this man alone, or we'll file a cease and desist."
At which point you just smile, file him in the a-hole bucket, and then just
Well,
assume,
it wouldn't be him. It'd be the staff if he were continued on in the same vein and actually worked more. But that no, him being an a-hole would not be
likely.
not likely at all. No. He was a genuinely nice person.
I find
And
most people
I mean
behind
nice
the camera
person in capital letters.
Then
But,
reach out to him, Dan. Let me explain. I do have certain little gifts, and they're very annoying when they manifest. Ask Richie. On numerous occasions, I've had conversations with Richie that I don't remember having. I haven't had to with Joe, usually, to the best of my knowledge, because he's got good sense and Trey. But when I get one of these little things, I get a very specific headache. It's right here. It's this little pinch of a headache right here. Like right between my eyebrows.
oh Jesus, we've gone a half hour over already.
Yeah, that doesn't get you out of reach out. He's on Facebook for harmony's sake.
Yeah, folks, I'm starting to nod off here.
I've reached out to a couple of people, and it did not go well. I reached out to other people, and it went really well.
Well,
I can try. I can try.
Give it a shot, because at the worst, you might get an old friend back that you haven't had. At the best, you might get that and some new connections, and awesome stuff could happen. Never shortchange the potential for incredible fate, especially around this group of individuals.
Well, that's true. That's true. You wouldn't want to. Well, I'm not going to go there. I've had people that I have known people for quite a while that I would say, hey, that looks like it could use some music. Would you like me to write something? And they go, no, thank you. And I'm going, do I have body odor or something?
No, there are just some people who make foolish choices in life.
Well, no, I wouldn't call it. No, because it's not foolish choices. It's their choices. Just because.
Tomato. No, I see your point. I'm sorry.
Say good night, guys.
Have a
Good night, Donna. Good night, Donna. Love you.
There's some people that choose to do their icons and gradients rather than getting a hold of the person they know that can do actual icons. And I love you, Nick.
Gonna have to plant that field full of aloe, I swear. Especially if I keep hanging around with you guys.
There's no burn. There is just pain. Throbbing annoyance.
And then you've got people that throw out a bunch of prompts that supposed to be for a quick little sketch that turns into ideas for more than that.
I resemble that remark.
Or you just write your whole idea, the ideas that you get, leave them hanging, put them with a picture, and drive people insane with 25 micro short stories, all available in one volume. # always promote. I have earned my fez.
Oh Lord. And Richie,
Somewhere Brian K. Morris feels a disturbance in the farce.
if you don't do something with that that idea that you had, I will be disappointed, but I'm not going to nag you about it because I know everybody works on their own schedule.
Okay, which of us are
If
you
it-
talking to at that point?
I said Richie, didn't I?
Oh,
You did.
No, you didn't.
I
You just let that hang to see who'd feel guilty.
for the
And he froze up again.
Conveniently so.
You went.
Quit leeching off of Bill's internet. He's already leeching off somebody else.
Oh, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's no big deal. It's not going to bruise my ego. I mean, seriously, an impact with Jupiter wouldn't bruise my ego. Might fuck up Jupiter really well, but
But Nick, you should be proud of me. At least for my KDP cover on my book, I didn't use a gradient.
Good Lord, you discovered like halftone or something, didn't you?
Actually, it is black and white.
Well, no. Look, I can't judge black and white. I would
yeah, but
never
yours is like-
judge black and white. I
oh
mean,
Lord,
black and white is fine. I like black and white because when everybody does their stuff in color, black and white stands out. It's like wearing red to a black and white ball. People are offended, but they also are hurt that they didn't have the cojones to do it. Anyway, so
let
it's
me
black
see
and
here.
white.
Nope.
Well, it's one of their template covers.
Well, yeah, nothing wrong with that. Shoot, the cover for the Silver Sword, I had no idea what to do, so I just got this like nice trippy paisley thing, and what it's done because I've been fighting for. Took me 2 weeks to get it publishable because Amazon. Now I'm going to say this. And I want you to process what I'm saying. Kindle was not nearly as friendly for formatting as it is now.
Mm-hmm. Kindle Create is great.
Kindle Create is a thing. It's still much better than. It works. Bling. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry, we can't print this. You sent me a copy. I have it in my hands. I know you're capable of printing it. I have it right here. Well, sir, that's not possible. Did you charge me? Are you refunding me for the book that you're telling me that I don't have? Well, we couldn't print it up to our standards. What standards? I have seen the books that come out. Help desk, I have to be careful with. It's like I understand. I've done IT help desk stuff, but do not tell me that you can't print a book when you've printed the book, charged me for it, and mailed it to me. It's like, ma'am, I finally went. Can I send you an image? Do you have an email I can send you an image? Yes. Why? Click. Sir, that's an author copy. No, it is not. It does not have the author copy banner. It is legit. It is not a proof copy. It is simply proof. Oh, well. Oh, okay, we'll see. Click. Okay, we'll see. I hope that call was recorded for quality. Anyway.
Gentlemen, and just because the ladies have left, gentlemen.
Oh Lord, we've been on long enough. Mike Jimmy's awake.
Oh Lord, I'm about to shut the program off, and Mike Jimmy's awake.
You know what? I've been streaming so much on StreamYard. I opened up the comments to bring it up. Oh,
Oh, Mike.
Hi, Mike Jimmy. How are you doing?
Oh, hey, dude. We're like half hour overtime, and you just
Okay.
now show up. I wish you'd been here 2 hours ago. But it's okay. It's your day off.
Hey,
You can wake up whenever you like.
Mike Jimmy is my ticket to animated immortality. Nothing bad can happen to Mike Jimmy. Gosh darn it!
Better
Because
not. I want to see what the rest of that comic is.
so do I.
I shall return momentarily if I can get the settings right. Oh, okay. Got to scroll up. Be right. Excuse me. I'll be right back.
And then there
And
was
then there were three. I knew this was Gal. This is familiar. This is a whole lot of pretty here on WLMS. Last Man Standing. I'm so glad I don't have a morning show tomorrow. I'm going to get yelled at by my loving wife, but I don't have a morning show tomorrow.
I was gonna say you are up extremely late.
I am in extreme pain. That's why I'm wide awake.
Guess I should probably back up from my camera a little bit so I'm just not like, hello.
Yes. No. You're fine. Let us
Let's all sit like this.
Asia.
Let's all
Anyway,
sit like this for when Dan comes back.
Wow, we are not the uncles who just discovered Photoshop at all, are we? Oh. I don't think I can show things, or else I'd show you the picture I was working on. But because I multitask, and if I'm going to be in pain anyway, I might as well create. And
Now, once my headset gets here tomorrow, I'll actually be able to stream everything from my Mac for when I do my stream on Monday nights.
That should be interesting. I try to catch your stream. There's not a lot I can say during it because you're programming, and I'm afraid that if I get too close, the tech will go, wait, he's here. Ah! And then your laptop will catch fire because, that's what they do.
Well, see, I've already had fun setting this up for my Mac because I ordered a new L desk. I've got a whole desk just for that now. The short piece, the short side of the L desk, they didn't add the screw holes into the side of the board to be able to mount it to the frame. And the screw holes on the bottom don't line up to the screw holes at the bottom on the bottom side of the frame. So that piece is just free floating.
It's free.
So I sent him a message through Amazon. I'm like, hey, can you just send me the correct piece? Get a response back this morning. We're out of stock on that replacement part. Can we just refund? Would you like a refund? I'm like, as long as that means I don't have to disassemble the thing and send it back to you, that's fine.
It's cheaper than them having to deal the stuff.
Yeah. Or I'll wait for I can wait for the piece. Don't matter to me. And then the two monitors I bought, the second one, when I attached the stand to it, I went to pick it up and the stand just went blunk. Yeah. Managed to finally get that back together. Kind of.
One of these days, I'm going to have my office clean enough to let you in here for your own safety. And I'm going to see if you can get my computer to split the desktop and let me have my drawing surface on the bottom and normal desktop on top. Because working at the 2/3 view is driving me bonkers. I've also been told I have to order a desk at some point because the use of the folding table that is my emergency, we're going to do booths, may be needed. So, send me the links to the one you ordered so I don't order that. I'm sorry. I'm in a mood. I've been in a mood all week, and it's
Sorry,
good.
I'm still using a disc that I bought at Goodwill 17 years ago. And I keep going, you know, I could probably rebuild this and the stuff that was left over from the disc that got caught in the fire and the other disc that Lindsay hates. And
I'm using a particle board desk from Radio Shack that is 35 years old.
Sheesh. I
hey,
figured it was there when he
as
said
long
radio.
as you don't get it, as long as you
36.
don't get it wet, it'll be all right.
Yeah, but you guys trying to make me laugh as I'm trying to drink. Yeah, this thing's going to disintegrate.
That's
We're not
right. Keep
doing
it
it.
away from Dan.
We're not doing it on purpose. It's just one of those things.
Bullshit.
Hey, I don't wait until you.
I've seen a couple of you just sit there and go, all right, he's drinking. Here it goes.
I don't know what you're talking
Don't
about.
do that. I just come out with stuff and then I go, oh shit, he had a glass up.
I plead the fifth of whatever I have on the shelf behind me there.
Wow. And I'm still sober and all this whole mess. I mean, at least you guys have an excuse.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
No matter
I
how
don't.
much
I
I
haven't
drink,
been
there's no
consuming tonight.
excuse for me. Oh.
I'm completely sober. My pain meds aren't even touch that goddamn thing.
Tell me about it. I need to take about 3 or 4 more. And
I'm on
mine
the
are
stuff I
over
have to
the
show my.
counter.
I'm on the stuff that I have to show my license when I pick them up.
They have to do that now with my nerve meds. And I'm like, really? This stuff? Okay.
Are you on something other than GABA, or
No, for GABA now.
they don't make me do that for GABA? In fact, for GABA, they give me the big jar.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
nice.
This and this is my 90-day supply.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, if you order the 90-day, they keep
This
flipping.
is my ibuprofen. I'm thinking about going to the 55-gallon drum.
This is my rifle.
Now,
I have to
one
make
thing
sure I
I
don't take
will,
any ibuprofen today.
one thing I will suggest to folks in here, since we all have prescriptions of some sort, if you have an Amazon Prime account, check out their pharmacy.
Mm.
Can they beat $10 for my 90-day supply of most everything?
So, before my company switched insurances this last open enrollment, all my meds were cheaper for being a Prime member than they were through my actual insurance, including my inhaler.
Dang.
And I also found out at that point CVS was screwing me on the inhaler.
Yeah, that's normal. CVS will screw you on anything.
It's
from
a
a can of
90-day.
Viennese on up.
It's a 90-day. Supposed to be a 90-day supply for the inhaler, just like everything else. They were charging me right around $60 for one. I ordered
One
it through
inhaler.
I ordered it through Amazon, and as a Prime member, I was able to get it for like 21 or 22. So I'm like, at that point, I'm like, okay, well that, I can swallow $21-22 for a single inhaler. I get the package, there's 3 in there.
Switching from Walmart to Walgreens, my medication that I have to show ID for went from $10 to $6, but they're only allowed to give that in a 30-day supply because it's a controlled substance.
Right.
My Trulicity for my diabetes went from $75 for a 3-month supply to $25 for a 3-month supply. So I'm really happy that we moved like a stone's throw from a Walgreens, which is why we switched to Walgreens.
Yeah.
Because it's literally right around the corner.
Yeah, the insurance
Around
we're
the
on.
corner.
The insurance we're on now, all my meds are actually free, including the inhaler.
There's a couple of my meds that end up free about the middle of the year because of all the stupid crap I've got to go through.
Well, the nice thing is because like my wife's meds, 2 of them are cheaper through the insurance. 1 is cheaper for being a Prime member. So it'll run it through your insurance. So you could actually go through and have it pull up, like put in your insurance information, and it should be able to run it and show you what it is.
Huh.
And it's normally delivered within about 2 days.
That's the problem is a lot of my meds I need that day
To be present for.
when things get prescribed. So
gotcha. Yeah, if I ever had something like an antibiotic or something, I'd tell them to send it to like CVS, Walgreens, wherever. But otherwise, if I can wait a day or two, I'm just going to tell them to send it over to Amazon. And
the other part is with my Trulicity, it has to remain. Well, it doesn't have to. It can stay unrefrigerated for a couple of days, but I would rather it not be unrefrigerated if at all possible. Yeah. It's supposed to be refrigerated most of the time. So
yeah.
So that's another one that I don't like to pick up anywhere than where I can pick it up. Yeah.
My mom used to get insulin shipped. I don't remember what it was from. It was whatever insurance she had through the hospital. They made her do like a 90-day supply all at once or whatever. And they would actually ship.
I'm not an insulin yet, but usually they ship that with dry ice packs.
Yeah. Yeah, they would always ship it with dry ice.
Insulin has to stay refrigerated. There is a substitute which actually works that is not needing to be refrigerated, but it's not commonly prescribed, and I don't know why, and there's probably a very good reason. But that option is there. Should one choose to explore it. I am not diabetic. I would not know. I have just read about this in science articles and things like that over the years. There's I wouldn't say a precedent because it was from fiction that one of the characters in the story, their insulin was not able to be refrigerated, so it got less and less effective, and they finally passed away because the end of the world happened before they got a shipment of the stuff that was good without refrigeration. And there's another story where a fellow with a library bigger than mine managed to save his entire library by sealing it up, triple sealing it up in Ziploc baggies and hiding it in the septic tank. And then passed on that secret to other folks in the story, but insulin was not able to be synthesized after basically the end of the world. So he passed away, but his library survived and was recovered. That was not a fun story to read, but it was nice to see the determination of people with resources like a huge library try and do everything they could to pass it on to folks that did not have their medical problems and would be able to benefit by the access to their library. Oh God, there's something else. I can't remember what it is. Another literary reference, but it's not really important at this point in time. Classic sci-fi is something that I have literally soaked up like a sponge, but I cannot quote chapter and verse. So I'm very people that would like to know what these stories were. Mm. Alas Babylon by Pat Frank and Lucifer's Hammer by Larry Niven and Jerry Purnell. That's what they were. Now I did remember it. I was about to go, oh, my memory can't be trusted, but no, in these two cases, it can be trusted. If you've never read Alas Babylon, that will shake you to the core, basically, because it is the most realistic. Some idiot caused World War III, and the rest of us that weren't actually nuked have to survive story.
I hate that. That makes far too much logical sense.
Hey, it's not only a great book. I want to say it won awards, but I doubt that it did because it was so common sense.
Oh, you can't have common sense.
Well, not in win awards. And then nobody dares cross Larry and Jerry, even though Jerry has passed now. Still miss him. Wonderful gentleman. Absolutely wonderful gentleman. And so is Larry.
Well, it sounds like you're having a bit of a stutter, which happens to me all the time. Have you heard about the new book Mercedes Lackey put out?
No, I haven't. And I don't know her personally.
She is, well, Mercedes Lackey is fundamental to how I think fantasy should be written. But she just put out one at The Silver Bullets of Annie Oakley. And it's in her Elemental Masters series.
That does sound interesting.
I have not read it yet. It's a historical fantasy with a very we'll say interesting magic system that oftentimes is overlapped with Fairy Tale. It's just decidedly good.
Well, yeah, it's Mercedes. She's a damn good writer. Like I said, I don't know her personally, but I do know her work.
I gotta see. It's haunting me right now because I got a copy of it for my wife for her birthday, and she is yet to read it.
So you can't yet.
So I can't yet.
Yeah, I have that exact same situation going on here. There are things that I've got for my wife that she hasn't read yet, so I can't read them because spoilers. I'm just one of those folks that go, "Hey, this is so good, you gotta." No, I can't do that to my wife because I'll get frozen dinners for lunch at work for the next 6 months.
Vengeance shall be thorough and long-standing. Then.
Oh, no.
So while I was looking for my, since you mentioned your wife, which reminds me how you guys met. So while I was looking for the beginnings of the bite to send to my buddy Vince, and also ran across more Fire stuff, I came across a lot of the beginning pieces of a piece of fiction I created called The Vault, which was a Jack the Ripper time travel story.
Ooh, okay.
So it's very, very brief, very basic, but I need to send you that as well. It's like maybe a page.
Don't send me a page. Put it on your schedule to finish.
It is. It's actually it's in my OneNote file of projects to finish.
And when I wind up with stuff like that, and I haven't had time to do anything with it, it winds up in a file called the Tractor of Introspection, which is basically me remembering stuff from my childhood and stories that I would like to write and excerpts from things that just came to me and they're just a flash of inspiration sort of thing. But I've got that, and one of these days, Tractor of Introspection is going to be out there, and people are going to go, your mind works in strange and mysterious ways, and Bono's lawyers are trying to get in touch with you. No. Do not steal. Will. Gently borrowed. My inspirations come from everywhere. Popular music, classic literature, comic books, graphic novels, and if you read the Spaceport Bar stuff, you will see absolutely buckets of literary references. And a lot of people, those go right over the head. And holy, you've read a lot of stuff. And my reply is, yes, I have read a lot of stuff. When I was at the University of Georgia as a student, I would go to the library every day and check out 5 books every day and read them during the night and go to classes, turn them in the next day, and go and pick out 5 more books for 2.5 years, which pretty much explains why I was on academic probation when I ran out of money. Did my homework, attended all my classes, read a lot. More stuff than I even have on my personal library bookshelves here at the house. I've got like 11,000, 12,000 books that I own, and I've read 6 or 8 times that many that I don't possess, but I checked out of libraries. Libraries are an incredible resource, especially if you are addicted to reading, as I am. I remember going through the card catalog at the university library, and this was physical cards. This is pre-computer. And I found out there was some weird history stuff on a different floor that they kept the science fiction books. Went up there, was walking around trying to locate this one obscure thing that I was interested in. Probably was a Cthulhu Mythos thing. Might have been Lovecraft's publication of his little astronomy. What would you call them? Essays. And accidentally, through no fault of my own, ran across a shelf that had the complete works of the Marquis de Sade,
Jeez.
bound in black leather. With
As the Marquis would have
gold.
it.
Yes. Bound is the operative term, yes. And I never read those, although I am aware of the history and the general contents. I just have not and did not have any interest in reading them at that time. Just knowing that they were there, that I could at any moment go and check them out, all 32 volumes. It was kind of empowering. It felt like I'd just joined a secret society or something. There was lots of stuff that I would not have any actual interest in, but knew the historical significance of, that I could have, if I had developed an interest in, checked out and perused at my leisure. And now the alphabet agencies have 3 more files opened up on me. So, good luck, guys. If you want to crawl inside my mind, you better be wearing your Kevlar underoos and
Galoshes.
the asbestos oversuit, and just kind of have your lifesavers ready and a long rope, because it's a deep dive. There are writers who I have delved into very deeply that later turned out to be seriously disturbed, but
Well, sure.
their work is some of the things that are the foundations of modern fantasy and modern science fiction.
Well, come on.
I mean,
look at the Carl. Dan, look at the wonderful mental stability of 2 of the greats. Edgar Allan Poe and H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, these were 2
oh yeah,
mountains of sanity.
and Robert E. Howard.
Oh yeah.
I mean, seriously. And that's not even. We won't even touch on Nathaniel Hawthorne. That guy was seriously twisted. But still wrote some good stuff. It's just historically significant stuff. Mary Shelley, Lord Byron.
What a great party,
Have you ever seen Lair of the White Worm?
Yeah.
That one pretty much laid it on the line there. I mean, it was either, oh, I'm going to invent modern science fiction, or it's another boring threesome with Lord Byron again.
Byron.
Yeah. I think I'll just write.
Bear.
Huh?
I said and his bear, because Oxford wouldn't allow him to have a dog, so he brought a bear.
He didn't take that to Lake Geneva.
I just, it's one of those stories that, because I there's a part of me that will always have, for some reason, Dorian Gray and Lord Byron oddly connected in my mind. There's just something about these.
once you find out about the man, you kind of wonder which one was patterned on which.
You know, you wonder.
Yeah.
Uh, I would love to see a proper novel done about the literary immortals who became immortal because they were so well known through literature.
Well,
And Lord Byron's still wandering around, utterly bored with America now and its puritanical ways, and
yeah. And he actually got bored of partying with Lou Reed and Andy Warhol and whatnot. But
Well, gentlemen, it is time for me to bow out for the evening or for the morning.
well, we have actually gone
Whatever
on
it
for
is.
3 hours now. Uncle Carl is going to go. Oh, look, now I'm going to watch 3 hours.
that's what happens when I come on camera. Not the green room.
I do believe that with the group we had tonight, we would have gone on for quite a while, but you certainly made it more interesting.
We require Denny's, is what it is. We somehow this group just needs to be ported over directly to a nice Denny's or a Perkins or someplace with
Intergalactic House of Pancakes.
Oh God.
No. Look, I know y'all. We need a Waffle House.
We need a Waffle House.
That way we wouldn't get arrested.
Too bad. Too bad that one cook is banned from the premises forever.
That's okay. Another one got hired that's just as good. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, she gets attacked with a chair, and she gets a lifetime ban from stepping in a Waffle House ever again.
Oh, really? Wait. I had not heard this. That is criminal. We need to do a class action suit or take it to the Supreme Court. How dare they?
We need to crowdfund her getting her own restaurant.
Yes. The only problem is people be trying to throw chairs at her to see if she'd do it again.
Well, no, if it was her restaurant, she'd have her own supply of chairs to throw back.
all the chairs are nailed down. Anyway,
except for the ones in the ammo rack behind the counter.
All the chairs are nailed down, but she's got a rack of small, 2-pound cast iron skillets to fling.
Oh.
Okay.
Can you just
that's what she had in her other hand.
Yeah.
Just imagine a 2-pound cast iron skillet wielded by someone on the level of Wonder Woman.
Oh God. I'm pretty sure she was.
I've seen a 2-pound cast iron skillet, wielded by my mother.
Wait.
And you survived?
I wasn't the target.
Okay, that's good news.
The target
all right.
The target did survive, though. Mom was not out to kill.
Okay,
Joe's not the only one that has to try and get some sleep tonight. I'm wondering if I will be successfully able to sneak into bed without either my wife or the dog waking up.
Good luck.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
so now
really.
I'm seeing Wonder Waffle Woman getting around. Here comes the Waffle Woman! And everything she can do.
Nick, have you done your thumbnails for next week yet?
Yes, I did, including some specials. One that I shared because Jody McPhee decided to wade in.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he asked, he said, Nick, draw people wrestling. I want to see you do it.
Okay, we're now going into our 4th hour, and
Go good, guys.
Look,
But,
I love you all, but good fucking night. I want to go to bed.
Yes, it has been.
Everybody say bye.
Bye.
And we can do this. We can do this again without being recorded, at any time. So you have been warned.
The views and opinions expressed on this panel are the absolute truth, and anything you have been told counter is government propaganda for Nord.
And anything that contradicts your version of reality? Tough.
If we shadows have
Everything that we have spoke has been approved by computer. Computer is our friend.
I, for one, welcome our robotic overlords because our current lizard overlords aren't doing that well anyway.
Computer.
You might want to use the
Let me
mouse.
check
Oh,
something.
how quaint.
Computer, Arch. Okay, never mind.
In program, damn it, in program.
Quick, we're all laughing. Click the button, Dan.
Transmission overload. System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down.